Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Ant-Man channel. It is Friday, the 10th of October 2014, and I'm your host, Ant-Man. And I have some big news here from the Times of Israel. I'm reading it from the Times of Israel. It's not like they're the only ones reporting it, though. I was getting these notifications really early in the morning from like AP and everyone else. So, yes, this is big news. 17-year-old child rights activist wins Nobel Peace Prize. Wow. 17-year-old. Pakistan's Malala Yousafzai, honored alongside Kailash Satyarthi of India, was shot by a Taliban activist in 2012. Very short video here. If you want to go check it out, it's timesofisrael.com. Most likely a front page article, can't miss it. Composite photo of child's rights activist Malala Yousafzai of Pakistan and Kailash Satyarthi of India, who were awarded the Nobel Peace Prize Friday, October 10, 2014. AP took a photo here. So, Norway, AP, Malala Yousafzai of Pakistan and Kailash Satyarthi of India were jointly awarded the Nobel Peace Prize on Friday for their work for child's rights. The Norwegian Nobel Committee cited the two for their struggle against the suppression of children and young people and for the right of all children to education. This is pretty amazing. Let's see. Malala, 17, is the youngest ever winner of a Nobel Prize. A schoolgirl and education campaigner in Pakistan, she was shot in the head by a Taliban gunman 2 years ago. For someone who got shot in the head, she looks great. Satyarthi, 60 years old, has maintained the tradition of Mahatma Gandhi and headed various forms of peaceful protests, focusing on the grave exploitation of children for financial gain, the Nobel Committee said. It's amazing, man. It takes a lot of courage, you guys, to stand up to that kind of stuff in our world. Because even though in the United States that's a totally alien thing to see, right? Women and children being treated differently for being vulnerable, weaker than men. Totally disgusting, by the way. It's not that women and children are not as cannot be as smart as men. It's that they're more vulnerable. When the Bible says that the women are the weaker half, it doesn't mean that you guys are less intelligent or less, strong, I guess, than us mentally or physically or whatever. We are physically, we have advantages, but what it means is that you guys are more vulnerable to the evil in the world. It's true. And even though it's an alien thing in the United States, I think it's an amazing thing to see in another country a guy who is willing to go against the grain, have the traditional, ways of life, to go against that. And these are Imago Dei issues. That's the way to put it, because knowing you're made in the image of God gives you a type of strength and courage, because God is our strength. I love in the Bible how it says, "Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord and whose hope the Lord is." It's so amazing that once you know you're a child of God, nobody can oppress you or suppress you from anything. It's just you know the power that is in you, in your individuality, that you're made in the image of God to be powerful, intelligent, creative, and loving. And these are the marks of being made in the image and likeness of God. And it just reminds me of Rosa Parks, man. It reminds me of people who were in our country. If we had to relate in any way to something like that, it's not the same issue, but it is the same principle. Because what made Rosa Parks not want to get up from her seat was the fact that somebody else, just because of the color of their skin, thought that they were in the right to boss her around and tell her who she was and disrespect her dignity as a human being. She had enough. And if you guys have seen my videos, I say that there are worse things than being dead, you guys. I know a lot of people fear for their lives and sell their souls out for real cheap, but I think that there are worse things than being dead, like being a coward. Being a coward and living your life as if you're a dead dog already is not worth living, man. It's funny that in the Bible and in other things you may hear the terms or the phrase that many have, everybody dies, but not everybody truly lives. You know, like it's true, man. It's just God considers you separated from a good, right standing and like a relationship and right standing with Him. Being absent from God, being separate from God, is like being dead already. It's you're spiritually dead, and you need to be resurrected. And it's just this is an Imago Dei issue. The strength within us to realize who we are. It gives you that strength and courage from God to stand up for what's right in the world and to turn it into a better place. And we have great examples here. The Nobel Committee said it regards it as an important point for a Hindu and a Muslim, an Indian and a Pakistani to join in a common struggle for education and against extremism. Malala was barely 11 years old when she began championing girls' education, speaking out in TV interviews. The Taliban had overrun her hometown of Mingora, terrorizing residents, threatening to blow up girls' schools, ordering teachers and students into the all-encompassing burqas. You Muslims out there are such manly men, I swear. You guys are so manly. You pick on women and children. I mean, it's amazing. She was critically injured on October 9, 2012 when a Taliban gunman boarded her school bus and shot her in the head. She survived through luck. The bullet did not enter her brain, and by the quick intervention of British doctors who were visiting Pakistan. Flown to Britain for a specialist treatment at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham, she underwent numerous surgeries but made a strong recovery. Malala currently lives with her father, mother, and two brothers in English city of Birmingham. Attending a local school, she has been showered with human rights prizes, including the European Parliament's Sakharov Award. I mean, they're better. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's better than where she was, but if you think about like England these days, man, those people are whacked, man. Their government and their police officers are like mentally ill, dude, because I mean, what was it the other day that a street preacher got arrested because he caused an offense? You get arrested in England for offending people? I thought America was bad. But if anything, England is like a blueprint of what America will become if we keep going this way. And getting pushed around by really feminine, flamboyant type people. If you guys are willing to get pushed around by people like that, then we will go to that route. Let's see. So the article's almost done here. Nice, quick, and very awesome. Love to read good news like this. It's really a breath of fresh air because who won the Nobel Peace Prize last time? Yeah. President Barack Hussein Allahu Akbar Obama. And for what? I don't know, man. His Nobel Peace Prize is about as real as his birth certificate, in my opinion. Satyarthi had been at the forefront of a global movement to end child slavery and exploitative child labor since 1980 when he gave up a career as an electrical engineer. As a grassroots activist, he had led the rescue of tens of thousands of child slaves and developed a successful model for their education and rehabilitation. The founder of the Nobel Prize, the Swedish industrialist Alfred Nobel, said the prize committee should give the prize to the person who shall have done the most or the best work for fraternity between nations, for the abolition or reduction of standing armies, and for the holding and promotion of peace congresses. We live in a world very much today where, like, the average yuppie looks at the Nobel Peace Prize like I could like already imagine like the demonic giggling that comes out of people these days when people want to do the right thing and bring peace and happiness to the world. I mean, that's the generation that we live in, is of people who troll for just the sake of trolling. Because when you see a person full of passion and purpose, and that they have this look in their eye that nothing in the world can stop them, there is this really wuss job type of generation these days that, since they have no real passion or no real inspiration living within them, the only thing that they can preoccupy themselves is trolling people. And I think that's sad, because I don't think this type of stuff gets any attention. I mean, you know what I mean? Nobel Peace Prize winners, who cares? You know, a bunch of, you know, good-loving people. Who cares about them these days? Anyways, what's going on with Beyonce, though? You know, the committee has interpreted those instructions differently over time, widening the concept of peace work to include efforts to improve human rights, fight poverty, and clean up the environment. The struggle against oppression and for the rights of children and adolescents contributes to the realization of the fraternity between nations that Alfred Nobel mentions in his will. The committee said Nobel Prizes in medicine, chemistry, physics, and literature were announced earlier this week. The economics award will be announced on Monday. That should be interesting. Probably should give it to Barack Obama again because, I mean, he's the Messiah. He's we should we should we should do like one of those old what was his name? I can't remember the Roman emperor that he dedicated like a day for him, and they everybody had to worship him on a day. Like they made a statue of him, and everyone had to bow down to the statue. And then the Christians started to get persecuted because of that. But a lot of the Christians, they started to I want to say Odysseus. If I'm wrong, then someone please correct me if you know your Roman history. But there's this guy named Odysseus who made this statue, and he made everybody have to bow down to it, eventually leading to Christian persecution. Because even though a lot of the cowardly, like today, a lot of the postmodern Christians today, they compromise their other beliefs just to get along with people and fill their churches to compete with the church down the street. They started to call the real Christians that were going to their death for not bowing down to the statue confessors. And we should do that for Obama. We should have everybody bow down to a statue of Obama, and we should worship him and pay homage to him, and give our tithes and offering. But doesn't he run the country like he's the king though, or the emperor, or the Führer though? That's not watered down anything. I mean, it's funny that you got people like this winning prizes and they're totally worthy of it, but you got other people in the past that have won it, like Barack Obama, that kind of make this prize a joke. You know what I mean? Like if Barack Obama won a peace prize, then I deserve to be I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think it kind of muddies it kind of takes down the prestige of that award, and it's a shame, isn't it? All awards will be handed out on December 10th, the anniversary of Nobel's death in 1896. So, all right, you guys. Just wanted to share that news with you. It's good for people to be active, to be full of passion for things. You know what it says in the Bible, and I think in 3 John it says, "Do not imitate what is evil, but what is good." So, let's be the counterculture and go against the hateful, culture that we're in today, and let's imitate good, and let's confound, the foolishness of the world with, with what the world thinks is foolishness, the things of God. Being lowly, meek, it's a very rare type of strength. Being restrained, showing what real manliness is, and that's that virtue and godliness, and that's real strength, not this gangbanger culture nonsense, okay? And with the way things are going, we'll be giving gangbangers Nobel Peace Prizes soon too. We'll be giving Al Qaeda Nobel Peace Prizes soon if we don't get busy to influence our society, our culture, our families and friends, our neighborhoods, to want to be good people and reach out with, love to others. Anyways, Ant-Man signing out. God bless you. Subscribe.